The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. That's what George Washington said the first time he completed Hollow Knight on Steel Soul difficulty. Hollow Knight is not a game that I thought that I would enjoy, or like, to that matter, but it is a game that I fell in love with for many different reasons. This world is just so expansive and large. When you think that you've reached the end, when you think that there's nothing else, it hits you with something different. A new melody, a different vibe. It's freaking huge! And everything has like a story to it. Every bug shell has their last fleeting moments of thought. Every time you walk through a doorway, it tells a story without having any words. But the times that the Hollownest does speak to you, it is so charming and colorful. I love all these characters in this game. This map, I can't get over how much I enjoyed my time getting lost and discovering something new in this world. I will never forget unlocking the path for Green Path and entering the area and being hit with a completely different vibe that I haven't yet experienced in this game. Because in the area just before the Green Path, it is dead, desolate. It is a place that has been drained of all plant life. But once you enter the Green Path, there's greenery all around you. You hear rain trickling on leaves. You have a somber soundtrack that beckons you to go further into the forest. And the world is so intertwined with exploration, getting lost, and getting new abilities, and remembering something and going back and unlocking it. It is immensely satisfying doing that. And I love how Team Cherry trusts the player to make their own choices, their own decisions, and carve their own path. I was talking to one of my friends who was playing the same time as me, and we were both in the Deep Nest, and I was like, man, that boss that kind of looks like you was really freaking scary. It was an intense battle. And he's like, what? There's a boss battle in the Deep Nest? And there are areas in this map that you can completely miss, NPCs that you can encounter, different environments that you will never see just because you didn't look hard enough. Which can be a damn shame, because some of these places are just beautiful. And the main reason why I discovered so many areas is because I didn't have the Wayward Compass charm equipped. Because when you start out this game, you are very weak. You are not strong at all. It takes several slashes to take out one of the weaker enemies in the game. And so I'd rather have one charm that would make me a little bit stronger rather than seeing where I was on the map. So I'd get lost quite frequently. And when I'd get lost, that's when I'd discover something new. And if I knew where I was and I knew where I needed to go exactly, I wouldn't have had those experiences. I wouldn't have been able to find these different areas. And talking about finding things, I love those stinking little grubs. Whenever I'd hear a grub crying off in the distance, I would stop whatever I was doing, and I would not rest until I found him and set him free. I saved all those little freaking guys. They're freaking adorable, and that's how you do collectibles in a game. When they do their happy little dance, and when you come up to them and they get all happy, and they come out of their little sadness. Oh, like, the reward of saving them is enough. But when you take them to the Grub Father, he gives you Geo. He gives you different things for saving his little buddies. All games need to do collectibles like that. Have little grubs in a jar for me to save them, and then have them make them happy noises. And I will get happy chemicals in my brain to make me save all of them. And then they see me in their little grub houses, and they're like, and I'm like, oh God, I love you guys. One of my favorite moments in this game was not even a big scripted one. It wasn't unlocking something else. It was a simple moment. Basically was in an area where I found a grub that I really wanted to save. I wanted to save that little guy, but I didn't have the double jump unlocked. I didn't have the dash unlocked, and I had a gap that I couldn't get across. Well, as I was playing the game, I discovered that if you hit down, it shoots you up a little bit. And so I lured over one of the flying bugs into the gap, and I jumped on top of him, hit him down so I could get to the other side and save the grub. That was the moment I fell in love with Hollow Knight. That was the moment that I realized I wasn't even that far in the game, and I was already enjoying myself immensely, and all I had was more amazing content ahead of me. I had more abilities to unlock, new upgrades to get, new charms to unlock, and at that point I didn't even know that that was ahead of me. I didn't know that it'd keep on expanding and keep growing, and I haven't even talked about the combat yet. God damn! The boss fights are so energetic and fast, the music matches the intensity to the battle to a T. Hornet, the wizard guy, False Knight, the possessed hollow guy, all of them stuck in my brain. I can't stop thinking about them. The pathing, the timing, the attacks, all of them are so well telegraphed and they all feel so fair. Oh, the Mantis battle, just remembered that one. Mantis battle, so freaking good. Build up to that fight was so intense. You're going through like this new area that you just discovered with these new Mantis enemies. Their attacks are more deadly than all the other bugs around you. And then you're working your way through the area, unlocking more and more things. Then you get down to the Mantises, the Mantis Lords on the bottom. And then they trap you in an area and then you draw your sword out. Then Christopher Larkin just comes out of nowhere and just starts wailing on the piano. You just hear the as the battle just builds and builds in intensity as the other mantises join in battle. So friggin' intense. You're just barely surviving, just scraping by at the skin of your own teeth. Sneaking under their attacks to get some damage of your own. Dodging 1, 2 attacks. That's how all battles go in this game, and they are all immensely satisfying with great soundtracks and great enemy diversity. Like, there is an immense amount of different creatures that you're going to be fighting in this game, and they all feel just fun to fight. All of these different things encompassing this world, the boss battles, the charms, the different things that happen, is the story that doesn't say a whole lot, but makes you think so much. Why are all these guys dead? Why is this place so spooky? That guy's face is a mask. But is that face a mask? When the sun god's defeated, do all the bugs go back to normal, or are they still crazy? Why do some bugs go crazy, but others don't? How come the main Hollow Knight didn't get big, but the other one got big? Why does Zote exist? These are all questions that are burning and twisting in my brain that I hope will someday be answered. But in the meantime, all I can do is